It all started when the Seven stopped the end from happening in Season 8. We flipped the island, breaking the portal that opened a door between the everything and the nothing, only delaying our ultimate death. This move also showed us how the world of Fortnite is created from two different islands, with the core being the 0 point. One being the same as the Chapter 1 island, which is now known as the Chapter 3, and the other Chapter 2. While Io had full control on the Chapter 2 island, seems like after the end live event, the Seven took over the Chapter 3 island and freed it from the control of the Io. The Seven knew that the Io will not stay down after what happened, and a huge war will be happening really soon. The Foundation explained to us how they need our help to stop the Io from abusing the 0 point, so beings like the last reality cannot harm it anymore. And when all of this is done, we all can leave the loop and go home, or better say Fortnite open world. So we helped the Seven to prepare for the war with the Io, and at the same time the Io used their drills to come onto the new island while making their new base inside of a mountain called Command Cavern. The Seven, even with our help, are not strong enough to stop the Io because the trust between them have been broken. One side being the Foundation and Origin and Visitor think that Paradigm is a traitor, while the other side, especially Imagined and Scientists, know that Paradigm had a reason for what she did, even though none of them even know whether if she's alive or not. This inner civil war of the Seven allows the Io to easily win the first battles against the Seven. But thankfully, while the island was flipping, a rift brought Spider-Man and the location he was at into the Fortnite world, and the Seven found him. Spider-Man tells the Seven how he could bring his fellow heroes to help the Seven in this war, so Foundation agrees. But at the same time, they find about the Io's ultimate plan for winning this war: to create an even more deadlier version of the Doomsday device, which was made by Midas. The difference being that the one made by Midas only ended the loop and the storm for a little, and it caused no harm to any being inside of the map. While this collider would kill anything that exists inside of the loop and resets the loop itself, causing yet another black hole. To stop this mission, the Marvel heroes are not enough. Therefore, Visitor comes up with a plan to use the Paradigm mech made by Singularity, which the mech at the moment was located in the Ice Moon, home of the Ice King, filled with the most powerful creatures and weapons that can easily end realities. Ice King made a collection out of the creatures and the weapons to make sure they can cause no harm to anyone. But for that, he also needed to make the Ice Moon as cold as possible, to the point nothing can survive in it. Which was definitely a really big issue for the Seven, since they wanna go inside of the Ice Moon. But thankfully, Spider-Man's friends Thor and Storm can manipulate the weather, so they calmed the stone in the Ice Moon down, making it less cold for the Seven to be able to search for the mech. But that's not the entire mission. There is not much time left and the collider is almost ready. So the Seven need some powerful energy in order to fix this broken mech, and that's when Team 2 comes in play. Origin knows when Galactus came into Zero reality, he managed to break a piece of the 0 point and he was taken into Marvel's 616 universe with his corpse. So our Team 2 with Jones and Imagine go to find this 0 point shard and kiss Wolverine at the middle of the way. The plans are finally done. The Zero Shard is found and used to fix up the mech. And while that was happening, the Seven find Paradigm inside of the mech, lost there for years. She proves to the Seven how she had good reasons for helping the Io in Season 9 and it was needed. Therefore, the trust between the Seven is finally back and the Io is once more in a big disadvantage in the war. The final battle starts with the mech trying to break the collider before it resets the reality. At this battle, we nearly succeeded at breaking the collider until Io activate their trap card and we fall underground. In this war, Gunner dies with the hands of Dr. Doom, while Sloan disappears after being crushed by Paradigm. No one knows if a stone is exactly dead or not. The most shocking thing to happen is that Geno was actually there the whole time fighting with the IO. Imagine and his father start fighting and together they start falling towards the 0 point. To normal people, touching the 0 point when it's not focused on a reality means turning into million pieces, or basically just like death. But for Geno, that's not the case. Geno has been controlling and learning about the 0 point for more than 1,000 years. Therefore, he knows how to escape death. Geno tricks the 7 into thinking he's dead while he rebuilds his pieces of body into a new reality. Getting ready for the day he returns and destroys the 7. And since like Imagine is still his daughter, he still cares a little bit about her. So therefore, Geno also saves Imagine from death, rebuilding her body into another reality. This all means that the 7 finally won this 1,000 years long war, defeating at least a big part of the IO until they come back. Foundation and the scientists finally do what they wanted with the 0 point, what they think is right, which is freeing the 0 point with no control, no protection and no nothing. But like any other movie or video game, that doesn't go well. Scientist was wrong and freeing the 0 point was not a good choice. By freeing the most powerful energy in the omniverse, the creator and the god itself, 7 allowed anything in the world to easily be able to abuse the 0 point. And that exactly happens. The last reality ever since Season 8 has been trying to find a way to return to the loop and finish the end of everything. Freeing the 0 point allowed one of the last reality members who can control plants to create her tree and make it consume as much 0 point energy as possible, becoming the reality tree. This tree started spreading its roots around the map, scaring the 7. And while looking pretty peaceful, it brought something deadly from the last reality, using the 0 point energy. The tree brought the living metal, the chrome, sending it to consume every member of the 7. This chrome consumed Foundation, Imagine and Order, scaring the rest of the 7, not knowing where these 3 disappeared to. The 7 start finding small chrome samples around the island and taking them into scientists. While the scientist tries to figure out what the chrome is, it consumes him, Origin, and the Visitor. All 6 members of the 7 have been captured, leaving only Paradigm. But at this moment, Last Reality starts its plan. The reality tree teleports in as much chrome as it can from every route it has created on the map, taking over the entire thing. Chrome becomes all, chrome consumes all. While chrome towers are being made in the shape of a hexagon, or more like a 2D cube, because if you look closely, the Last Reality logo is also an hexagon, or even the Kevolution energy, confirming to us how all of these, the cube, the Last Reality and the chrome, are all connected and come from a reality beyond realities called the Nothing. More on that later. Back to Paradigm. While chrome is taking over, Paradigm tries to escape and falls inside of the loot lake where 0 point is out, giving her an idea to go to her home world, Reality 659, the most technological advanced reality to ever exist. Paradigm in this reality does her best to come up with a plan for stopping the chrome, while also building up an army of futuristic mechs and robots to come to the 0 reality and protect the 0 point. And when Paradigm goes inside of the 0 point, traveling to her homeworld and being given a new suit, the Herald arrives. The messenger of the Nothing, the start of the end. She and the entire Last Reality are from a fraction called the Nothing. And the 0 point, its realities, people and everything 0 point has created are from the Everything. The Nothing is the worlds before existence, the darkness before anything existed. But suddenly the 0 point got born and the light or everything got created inside of the Nothing itself. And because the Everything was created inside of the Nothing, it protected itself by creating a protection border between itself and the Nothing, not allowing the Nothing inside of itself. This is what exactly triggered the Nothing. The Everything 0 Point and us uninvitedly came inside of the Nothing's home and started making our own homes, taking over what used to be the Nothing's. Therefore, the Nothing does not stay quiet. It builds its own army, the Last Reality Army. The meaning of this name is that the Nothing reality will be the only one and the last one that will exist. Exactly what the Nothing is planning for. To destroy every single reality made by the 0 Point and turn things how it used to be. And the plans go well. Cube Queen destroys more realities than you can imagine, but that is not enough. To end every reality, 0 Point must be destroyed. Exactly why the Cube Queen and the Herald try so hard to take over the Zero reality, and why the IO tried so hard to protect the 0 Point. So therefore, if you think about it, the IO were never just actual villains. They just want to protect the world from ending by not letting the last reality reach the 0 Point. But the power of the 0 Point also corrupted them, making them power hungry. Exactly why the 7 tried to stop the IO and try to find a better way for protecting the 0 Point, which they failed. Now the 7 are captured, begging for help, while only Paradigm and Jones are left to help them out. Things are not looking good and the end is near. And that's when our hero finally shows up, Midas. The man who has been watching us every single season, coming up with his mastermind plans. Even Jones knows that Midas can help them for victory. Midas nearly managed to end the loop once without harming anyone, and he can do it again. This time he will cause yet another black hole or something similar to it, breaking the loop, forcing the 0 Point to rebuild it without harming anyone, and consume the chrome itself, kicking out the last reality once more. All that needs to happen for this plan to be successful is a device similar to the Doomsday, but not exactly the same, something better. Thankfully, Paradigm is still in reality 659, so in the Fractured Life event, accept Paradigm to create a massive device for Midas, and let Midas use this for recreating the loop. Starting a new chapter, chapter 4, or better called the beginning of the end of the Battle Royale storyline, and the beginning of Fortnite open world.